something different that other food carts are not doing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. How we got started. We still have day jobs. I'm sure everybody here, most of us have day jobs still. And you know, we love cooking, and our friends enjoy what we make. And so now we're trying different venues and trying different things.
Now you guys are having an underground event just like this, aren't you?
Yeah, we're doing our first pop-up at La Cosecha. So if you haven't grabbed the flyer, please do. Come and check us out. It's going to be on October 8th.
It's in Oakland downtown.
They have been loyal supporters of my event. They've been at every one, and now they're actually serving one. So I absolutely love them. They've helped out a lot. So I encourage you to check out their event. Flyers up there. Pass it on.
Hello everyone, thank you for trying out Bling Tea. How we got started, my friend and business partner Ivan, we're definitely into the arts. He's an artist, I'm an artist, so we love to create teas that have an artistic value to them. So we love to be in the midst of music or fashion or creative art like live painting, so you can catch us at pretty much any big event in downtown Oakland or Emeryville. We just love to create a new social atmosphere when drinking tea instead of drinking alcohol or things of that nature. But you know, we love alcohol, you know, but tea. Tea is a healthy way to just be in tune with what you're noticing at that certain moment, like something being painted live or a live performance from a performing artist while being in that setting. So one space, one setting, that's where Bling Tea kind of got to start from. And just love promoting health and wellness. So thanks again for coming out to Behind the Curtain. Thank you.
My name is Tom Franco, and we're really happy that we had this event here at the Bazaar location. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Firehouse Art Collective, and then I'm going to have my life partner and business partner, Julia, talk about the kombucha that you tried. And pretty much, I started as a visual artist, which I still am, and through our ventures of starting up spaces, because we love to work with different people and collaborate on projects, we got in touch with Michael, the food scenes, the performance scenes, and just trying to bridge some gaps in that kind of community setting. And what we're really excited about right now is this intercity collaboration that is not just Firehouse, but having enough spaces within each city. I'm talking about Berkeley, Oakland, and Emeryville, where the networking and the communities can mix and mingle, which has a huge impact on how we relate to each other and the types of arts that we're mixing together and inventing. So this is one spot. Another spot in Emeryville is the Emeryville Public Market, which is being revamped right now, and we're on board as the arts team and plugging in food vendors to get commercial kitchens licensing there. And also, like Michael said, the Art Murmur in Oakland, we're working with a new spot, new for us too, to get more of that crowd engaged in what's happening in Berkeley and Emeryville. As well as San Francisco or anywhere else, you know, this is just the beginning. This is the way we see it.
Thank you, Tom. My name is Julia Lazar. I am a kombucha microbrewer, and I started brewing kombucha in the 80s. It was when the first travelers came back from Tibet and brought this culture and said, wow, this is so good, and it's non-alcoholic and it tastes just like something that is uplifting and delicious. And so really I started in the 80s and then kind of went dormant with it. Always was a foodie. I have food services manager's diploma and, so I worked in food services all my life pretty much. But it was just recently in the last 10 years that this was before you could get kombucha at all the different places. I had a distinct epiphany of feeling that kombucha, just like beer and wine, will be a staple for everyone. Everyone will have a choice between wine, beer, or kombucha. So if you can't tolerate alcohol or you don't want the particular effect that alcohol has, then you still have an option to have a probiotic, healthy drink that will stimulate any conversation or just your well-being, just generally your well-being. So when you drink kombucha, I call it happiness in a bottle because it pretty much works for me. And we think it's the B vitamins or certain enzymes or bacteria that creates the effervescence and the different qualities that kombucha have. It's just an ancient drink that's come back to us to be here to stay. So I'm a very happy brewer. We're getting our license pretty soon, so you will be able to see 23 MonkeyTree kombucha in all your favorite spots. Thanks. Oh, this is Malibu. It's a he dog. We got him 3 weeks ago from a shelter. He's a rescue. We're happy to have him.
Hi, my name is Indu Klein. So I started doing tea parties in New York in the late 90s. And really it was because I lived in the back of Beyond in upstate New York, where there was nowhere to go except you could get pizza and beer and you could get bad coffee at the gas station. There was nowhere to kind of go with a friend or, you know. So I just had this idea, as I'm from England originally, and we have that tradition, you know, tea at 4 o'clock with something to eat. So anyway, I gave a couple of tea parties and people really liked the food. But I also really noticed how, you know, these were people I invited who'd known each other and worked together for more than 20 years. But those afternoons they behaved as if they hadn't seen each other for a lifetime. You know, they just sort of glommed in a corner and talked and talked and talked and talked. And I thought it's a good forum or a good venue. You know, having a tea allows a lot of mingling. So I kind of evolved it. So I did these high teas, which means like a full meal with teas in New York. So I did a buffet style of food, and my daughter and her friends were the waitresses. And we did these series of garden teas, and we would have different people gave talks, or my favorite of all was the world history of tea time, and an English actor did the script while this French mime kind of went behind him taking this. It was so delightful, and so it was world history of tea time. And so my daughter and her friends were the waitresses, and after the first rehearsal I said, okay, you know, you're not waitresses in an American movie, you're maids in a British movie. And they got it immediately, and they had the right kind of, you know, way of doing things. It was so cute. They were like 9 years old at that time. Anyway, so since I moved here to California, of course, the reason I came here was because of the amazing food scene here, because of my experiences with doing these tea parties. I started working on a book, and that sort of writing food journey brought me to read Alice Waters, and I think from that moment on a rainy day in Florida, I was moving to California. Anyway, I came here, and since then I've been doing culinary and environmental studies and did an apprenticeship at Three Stone Hearth. So I like to think of my food as, I've always thought of it as real food, but just my understanding of what that means has changed over time. But it's all fresh. Everything I do is made fresh on the day, and it's all, you know, real food ingredients. I don't use any kind of processed foods, which I'm preaching to the choir here, I'm sure. But you know, that was my start out sort of place with all of this. And so now I think of myself as doing traditional foods. So when we go to the Art Murmur in November, I'll have a big stall with, you know, we'll have Indian food, and the British tea time is one small part of it. But I like doing Indian foods, and I also do a whole kind of soaked and dried nuts that are easy on the digestion. And I'm also a vendor here on Saturday afternoon, so I had met and worked with Tom and Julia before, and was very happy to hear what they were doing, and had a really good experience at the Oakland Art Room the last time we did it. So I've started being here, and I'm inviting you all personally to come and visit and say hello and have a scone with jam and cream and a cup of tea or whatever else you would like to have. Saturdays is at 1 to 6. We're here. Yeah, so this has been so great. I've enjoyed meeting all of you, and I hope that you will come and visit us here again. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Linda. I'm with Simply Mochi, and I made the bacon wrap mochi, but I didn't really start with the bacon wrap mochi. My journey started about 3 years ago in Japan. I traveled there for about 2 weeks, and I had an amazing time there traveling through the subways. That's how you get around Japan, because it's huge. So in every subway station that I went, I ate mochi. And with the whole day of traveling the subways, I probably ate about 20 to 25 mochi per day. So I'm surprised I didn't turn into a big mochi. But anyhow, when I came back to the States, I actually craved mochi, even eating so much during my trip. So I decided to make different types of mochi. So instead of just the red bean classic one, I decided to fill it with 17 other flavors. So, and the bacon wrap mochi came about because I got a lot of requests from my customers saying that they wanted something savory. And so I came up with the bacon wrap mochi, and that's what you see here. I started this about 2 years ago. The bacon wrap mochi I started about in January of this year. So, and thank you to my boyfriend. He's been in my journey for about a year, so he's been helping me, waking up really, really early in the morning, helping me make the dessert mochi as well as the bacon wrap mochi. So thank you all for supporting the behind the cart and supporting all the vendors here. We do a lot of work, and we love everybody here. So thank you.
Hello, many guests. Thank you, Michael, to see here, the invitation. I'm from the Tacobike. So for me, brunch is hangover remedy. So bringing a torta ahogada, chinado, basically is a remedy to me, because the bread soaks up the alcohol left over, and the chile wakes me back up. So it's a pretty traditional dish. So I hope you enjoy it. You can visit the website at tacobike.com.
I'm just here in support of Blank Tea. I come to every event and try to help out. I just like being in atmospheres like this, seeing where people come together. So I'm just here for Blank Tea support. Hi. Do you guys like the jam? Yeah, so I make jam, and thanks for eating it. Thanks for inviting me to come. I biked over from West Berkeley. I was gonna take BART. I was like, oh, it's so early in the morning. I'll get on BART, even though it's 2 stops. But then by the time I biked up to North Berkeley BART, I realized I'd already climbed most of it up, so I might as well just go all the way. And so I don't know if there's anything specific you guys want to know about the jams. I started just for fun. You know, I tasted some jalapeno jam and wanted more and couldn't find any, so I started making it myself. And then I started seeing all the fruit on the trees in my neighborhood, so I started knocking on doors and was experimenting with all kinds of stuff. And it just kind of grew by itself. It's a beast that is just like running on its own force, and I'm just feeding it sugar and fruit, and it keeps growing. So, you know, I'm just trying to keep up with it. And yeah, thanks for coming.